So I would now like to introduce our speaker for this month, is Jimmy Niggles, Esquire. He... Thank you. Okay, so you can just come here and be really embarrassed as I read out your kind of thing. All right, so he's the founder of the charity Beard Season, a 7-year-long project aimed at raising awareness for skin cancer protection. So Jimmy's done some pretty creative stuff to raise money for his charity. He's been on a mission to sell his beard, this beautiful thing here, for $1 million, and he's even had the chance recently to visit Richard Branson on Necker Island. So we're looking forward to hearing all your creative endeavours and about the charity. So guys, please give Jimmy Niggles a big round of applause.
Thank you. All right. We've made it. It's Friday morning, and I've got this presentation thing. I don't usually speak in front of this many amazing people, but I'm getting better every time, hopefully. I'll let you be the judge. But I'm going to go a little bit off-piste, which might make everyone a bit nervous. Sorry. But the theme this session is pretty close to my heart. And basically, survival, it's an interesting word because it doesn't mean like thriving or like epic success and all this kind of stuff, which we usually try and like aim for or go to sessions to try and go, yeah, I want to be my best me thing. And survival's kind of, it's a bit different to existing. Like, I think existing is something that we all, it's like down here. Survival's kind of, it's like who you want to be, I think, maybe. Like who you want to be on an everyday life. So, this is very off-piste, sorry. But, like I've been ever since like I got asked to do this, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I kind of challenge you guys as well to think for the next 24 hours at least, like until tomorrow morning, just like have a think within yourselves, like what you want your survival to be, like with your life. Like how do you want to live like as your person? So, Blake, my mate over here, who I probably couldn't survive without, I was super nervous, and he was like, mate, don't worry, everyone's just probably here because they'd rather be here than at work. So that like instantly made me feel like I wouldn't explode spontaneously up here, which is good. He also forwarded me an article by another person who's here, Ben Peacock. And it was kind of about how I think millennials are the entitled generation. So who here, put up your hand if you're a millennial? Okay. It's like Gen X, yeah? Is that Gen Y? Okay. So a lot of us here, and it was super interesting because everyone thinks that entitlement is like a bad thing, but basically this article was epic. And I used to work with Ben Peacock at a place called Republic of Everyone. And it's basically about trying to do amazing, creative, smart things with business and to make the world better. So, but his article was all about this entitlement and how we, the millennial generation, or basically everyone here kind of holds the world in the palm of your hand. Like the future of the world is kind of our responsibility, and how we should feel entitled to like want a better system, want to demand more from those in charge, and try and be those people in charge one day, and try and make the world kind of exist or survive for our next generation, because like legitimately we've got this now, and everyone's kind of capable of helping this world survive and helping whatever you do survive at its best. So I kind of challenge you all to like think about what that means, like, and how you can take that responsibility forward in a really good way. And there's another thing I wanted to do before I start. Just close your eyes. I won't tickle you or anything. So just close your eyes for a second and just think about how you want to survive from now on and help others survive. There's a whole lot of people here that are in a far worse spot than us, but how can you survive to help everyone else? And just take a deep breath and go, fuck yeah, it's Friday. We made it here. And this is going to be good. Okay, let's do this. Where's my clicker? Okay, g'day. My name, as you might have seen on the thing, is kind of Jimmy Niggles. But I also, it's a bit complicated, but my real name is Scott Maggs. And basically, like a lot of you, I work in the creative industries. I'm a copywriter, and I work with a guy here on the left called Alex Hack, and we're known as the Cavemen. And working in advertising, as a lot of you might know, is a pretty grueling industry. But it does allow you to kind of think about epic stuff every day and dream about what you could do for brands and other people. And that's a really amazing honor. And I've kind of learnt a lot about life in that process. You get to think about a lot of things every day, which is I'm really thankful for. This is us, not in cartoon form, and that's our magical ideas triangle, which was captured the other day. Can't explain creativity, it's really weird. But it's good fun. So as part of Creative Mornings and your survival, don't stop thinking about ideas because they're pretty magic. And part of the reason why Jimmy Niggles came about is kind of this creative weirdness that exists and drops into our minds every now and then. So, that's me. And hands up, have you seen that photo before? I just want to do a quick, sorry about that. It's probably popped up on your internet. Basically, Jimmy Niggles is a made-up name. We came up with it on a surf trip. I went to uni with some epic people in Canberra, and we're on a surf trip, and we made up names. Blake's was Gary Groundwork. I came up with Jimmy Niggles. I don't know where it came from, but basically this is when Facebook came about, and I was like, I'll call myself that on Facebook. And basically, when this stuff happened, which I'm going to talk to you about, I was like, I'll just use this name because it's hilarious. And now it's kind of everywhere, which is pretty amazing. Like if you Google beard now, my head pops up. So yeah, I'll basically spend a bit of time explaining this. So Jimmy Niggles, the founding ambassador of Beard Season. Beard Season is a non-profit charity turning beards into life-saving conversation starters in the fight against melanoma, one of the world's deadliest cancers. So that's our little wrap-up. It's a bit of a mouthful, especially if you got some whiskers in your mouth. But does anyone know this picture? Okay. So one of my favourite photographers, Max Dupain, epic image of kind of quintessential Australian love for where we live. This country's amazing. And it sums up a lot about our connection to the place, and basically our love for being outdoors and in the sun, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So this is one of the most iconic images, but it's also addresses one of our major problems at the moment. So who's seen this little guy?
The sun's shining down, we're so desperate to brown. But skin cancer isn't so hot, no it's not. So if you take a run or work in the sun, should you sizzle like a sausage? Most certainly not. Be especially careful about small kiddies. Just say these simple words: slip, slop, slap. It sounds like a breeze when you say it like that. Slip, slop, slap. In the sun this summer, say, slip, slop, slap. Slop, slap. Slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen and slap on a hat. Slip, slop, slap. You can stop skin cancer, say, slip, slop, slap. Slop, slap. It's so simple. Slip, slop, slap.
And this is Sid the Seagull, and basically he cruised around and telling people to put a hat on and wear sunglasses and sunscreen and stuff, slip, slop, slap. And it was amazingly successful because he's so cool. Look at him. And we've had like subsequent campaigns, Me No Fry. So this is where I unfortunately had to kind of deal with this issue of sun. So one of our best mates from uni, Wes Bonney, passed away from melanoma. He had a little spot on his neck that he had no idea was as bad as it was until it had kind of gotten into his system. And he passed away when he was 26. He was like in the prime of his life. Like he was actually one of the best blokes in our like friendship group. And it was just horrific kind of to see what happened in the last, like, time of his days.
Wes was no different to any other Australian young man. He played his cricket, his water skiing, plus he's down at the beach, loved the beaches.
Like anyone, there's times when you forget to wear sunscreen, but he'd never go to the beach intending to get a tan.
I saw getting a bit of sun, in inverted commas, as a good thing. I thought that was healthy.
When Wes was 23, he found a mole on his neck, which turned out to be melanoma. That was cut out, but the melanoma had spread into his bloodstream.
I just thought, get it cut out, you'll be fine. You see that many ad campaigns about skin cancer and melanoma, and you sort of take notice, and you just think it's never going to happen to you.
7 days before my wedding, I found a lump on his brain, and after that we knew it was all over.
Getting a tan at the risk of getting melanoma, just, it doesn't really make sense to me now after seeing Wes and, just how tough he had it in the last few months of his life before he passed away.
He tried to cover up the best he could, evidently not good enough.
And melanoma is like a pretty hectic thing. And we had no idea that it affected people this young. So this is where we had his wake, and basically we were sitting around the table just devastated, and we were like, what are we going to do? Like, this is crazy. He was 26. He didn't really spend that much time in the sun. Like, he was pretty responsible about sunscreen and stuff, but it still struck him down in such a tragic way. So we thought we need to do something so that this doesn't happen to blokes or to people like this, and to people, friends and family that we knew and loved. So after a few beers, we came up with this idea. And it came about, we did a bit of research on Google, and we found that 2 out of 3 Australians will be affected by skin cancer or melanoma in their life. So if you look to the left and right of you, both of those people might have a brush with it, which is pretty scary. 75% of all skin cancer deaths are from melanoma. So melanoma is like the real bad guy. And it's known as our national cancer, which is kind of tragic because we love the sun so much. It's such an amazing country. We want to spend so much time outside, but it's like a harsh reality that we have to kind of deal with. But it can be one of the most treatable cancers if it's detected early. So this was kind of like the real, you know how you deal with strategy and stuff and they find a little insight and you're like, that's the thing we need to focus on. So for us, we were like, if we can get people detected, we can maybe get into that, like, and save them from that thing. And no one was really pushing this early detection message. So in terms of making people survive this thing, we were like, if we can focus on this, we might be able to help. Because 75% who've had melanoma have had no further complications. So we were like, okay, let's go. So we came up with this idea, and we found that most people at risk are guys aged 18 to 45. And I think it's good when you kind of set out on any kind of mission, creative mission or whatever, business mission, you really hone down on what you want to achieve and who you want to target. And for us, we needed to do something that would have it, that might have saved someone like Wes, someone early 20s to mid 30s, a guy who would probably never listen to like a government messaging thing, and to go and see a doctor would be a huge ask. So we were like, how can we hit these people in the best kind of way to make them do it? So we came up with this idea called beard season, and basically there were these old farmer wizard guys in the corner of that bar at his wake that had amazing beards, and we were like, what if we grew beards? No one our age has beards. They look pretty cool. I'm kind of curious as to see how I'd go. And everyone will ask us why, because we look, a bit different. And it's a bit of a commitment, because like to grow a beard for 3 months, we thought we'd make beard season winter, would take commitment. So if you got that same commitment, then you're going to go and get a check, because like you're not going to do it for nothing. So we thought we'll make winter beard season, and every winter since we've been growing these beards. So the rules are simple. Grow a beard. Who has a beard here? Can you put your hand up? I want to yes. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Who's going to not shave for the next 3 months? 2 months. Sweet. Okay. Lovely. That was a trick question. Okay, so every winter we thought we'd grow our beards. It's fun. We'd get a skin check. So go to your dermatologist or GP. Who here has had a skin check in the last 6 months? Ooh, that's good. That's really good. Okay, everyone else that hasn't, we're going to get a photo at the end. Make sure you stick around. And then use your beard as a conversation starter to save lives. So in terms of survival, this was like a walking billboard for us. Every winter, we'd get stopped in the street, we'd get hassled by our boss, our mum would ring up and go, why haven't you got that thing shaved off yet? And we'd use those opportunities to kind of go, well, we're doing it because it could save your life. And you'll be astounded how many people will like go, what? And then to be able to follow up with a skin check and then come back to you later and say, I found something that could have killed me if I hadn't have asked you about your beard. That's like a very humbling thing. And it's kind of the main reason why I've still got this. So after our first beard season, I decided to like take a photo every day since I've had it with someone else. So I challenged myself to talk to a random every day. And I highly recommend this exercise. You don't have to have a beard to do this, but chat to someone on the train, on the elevator, anywhere you kind of come across people. You meet some really interesting characters, and it kind of challenges you as well to like open up and work out who you are as well, to come across to a complete stranger and just like talk about stuff. It's really interesting, and I highly recommend it. So to kind of keep me going, and keep those conversations going, I was like, I got to practice. So every day I spoke to someone, and it began to work. So after that first beard season, I had about 5 or 6 people write in saying that they might not be here if they hadn't have like met me, and that was like huge. It was kind of like, I was like, okay, we've got to keep this going. So I kept growing my beard, and basically, this is another reference to Ben Peacock. I was sitting next to him at TEDx a couple years ago, and they said, "Oh, we're going to open the stage to some people to have 30 seconds. Who wants to come down?" And like people rushed down, and I was like, "Oh," and he's like, "Get up there! What are you doing?" This is where good friends come in, because like they push you into things, and it was quite hilarious. I basically got up there, and I'll do what I did then, because it was good. Hopefully, it was scary good actually. Like someone came up to me the next year and like hugged me. This lady came up and like hugged me. Okay, I'll explain why. Get out your phones and take a photo of me. Very narcissistic. Damn millennials. Okay. I'll point like this. Okay. This is your fault, Ben. Alright. So the idea was that I was like 30 seconds. This is kind of like a TV ad. So I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And instead, I just said a quick thing about Wes and why I've got this. And then I said, take a photo and then share it to your social media and go, I met this weirdo from Oberon. He doesn't even know what name he's got. Don't have to say that. Okay, but just say, I met this guy and he challenged me to get a skin check, and I want everyone that sees this to get a skin check as well. Something along those lines. And then let me know how you go. And like I reckon if we do this little experiment and you all post that photo and kind of challenge your friends and whoever sees that picture to get a check, a beard season skin check if you want to use the hashtag, I'm really curious to see how many people kind of, 1, follow up, and 2, whose lives you might save, because that could be pretty epic. Out of our survival talk, you might save a life. So that's what we did. And that lady that hugged me, she found like a stage 2 melanoma and had no idea she had it and was like in tears. She had kids and was like, seriously, I might not be here if you hadn't have done that weird photo thing. So everyone takes photos every day and posts them to social. This one could be a big one. Don't worry about the likes, worry about the lives. Just made that up. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we created this thing and it's slowly turning into a monster. And we created these shirts. I've got some shirts if you want to buy some. And people like started to wear them everywhere. This guy ran a marathon and like his nipples started to bleed. So if anyone out there knows how to make like good running shirts and wants me to like put our brand on them, that might be handy, because like he didn't die, but his nipples just got touched up a little bit more than is acceptable. Anyway, so our brand started to spread around the world, which takes us back to this photo. So I think a super important part of, and I need to get heaps better at this, but collaboration is so important. And like delegating your idea or your thing that you've got out to people and just letting them do what they do best, because you can't do everything. And I'm really bad at that. But this is a great example of why it's good. So basically this guy dropped round to our agency and showed us his book, and it was amazing. He's a photographer. And he said, "Oh, you got a great beard. I photograph beards. Come over to my house and I'll take your photo." So I sat down in this stool and I was like, okay, I'm in this weirdo's house. And he's like, sit on this stool. Paul Mac sat on that last, so the pressure's on. I was like, oh. And then I put this jumper on. Just tying back to the guys at the coffee, that when you got your coffee, did you notice the lovely hand-knitted jumper? Glorious. Underrated. So my mum made this jumper. And we put it on, and I had a pipe. Can't really see it. It's bad. Cancer. Don't do it. But it was a joke. And we took this photo, and then he posted it. And all of a sudden, like in a few hours, it had like 545,000 reposts. And it kind of went viral. And this guy from South America or something made a meme. And it said, "He who shaves his beard for a woman deserves neither," or something. But he spelt something wrong. But like that, and then there was another one. Actually, don't worry. And there was like heaps of memes. And there's now this photo is like tattooed on people's like arms and legs and stuff everywhere. And it went onto a mural in Spain, and like it pops up everywhere. It's ridiculous. So beards were kind of getting more and more popular, which was awesome. So this photographer was like, "Hey, I want to do a project with you. Can we make a deck of playing cards and we'll photograph like some of the best beards in the world?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And over the next 18 months, this guy like donated his kind of time and passion into this project, which just like blew up. So basically, have you guys been to Somerset House in London on the Thames? It's phenomenal. And like in winter, they have this amazing ice skating park. It's one of the best galleries in the UK. And it, like Wes, seriously, I reckon is up there with like some like Godfather style strings just going like bang, bang, and like making this stuff fall into place for us, because it's crazy how many opportunities kind of pop up when you kind of keep pushing things. So basically, we photographed the thing, the cards. I've got them over here if you want to get them. But basically, we made a deck of playing cards. We had 2,500 people apply to get their photo taken. We had people fly in from, I think, like it was 12 different countries on their own money. We had one guy from Texas get a passport. He'd never been overseas before. He got a passport so he could fly from Texas to London and get his photo taken and fly back home. Like literally, that's what he did. And it like spread around the world. And basically, we were like, we can't just like launch the cards. We got to show them somewhere. And we ended up finding an opening in this place, like in their main kind of gallery. And we had 35,000 people come to the exhibition in like 3 weeks. It was just after like Fashion Week, and it was huge. Like people were lining up like in here to get into the main section, and lining up like 4 or 5 people deep to see an individual picture. Like it was mind blowing. I couldn't believe what it had turned into. And we got about £4.5 million worth of free media. It was on Chinese news network, Pakistani news. It was everywhere. And basically we just went and pushed this beard thing as much as we could. And like everyone was like, beards are so cool. To the point where Graham Norton grew a beard. He came to the exhibition, the talk show guy. He's hilarious. And he saw this picture and he's like, right, I'm growing a beard. So like every time you turn on Graham Norton now, that's why he's got it. We're on the cover of Time Out, Channel 4 News, BBC World, etc. And like all these people covered us, so you can't see all of them, but that's a lot, which was good. So we kind of helped make beards good, but one of the most important things, and if you want to get a pack, you'll see it comes with a card, and it basically says, this is why we're doing this thing. I could read it out. But it says, give this card to someone you love and care about to get a skin check. Where is it? Actually, you can find out yourselves. Basically, the long and short of it is everything we wanted to do, and you'll see it on our Instagram posts at Beard Season. Every kind of thing we do, we try and encourage people to get a check. So while we're like making beards, you know, massive around the world, every like little image has a story and a push to go and get a skin check. So in terms of like, this is our hook. Beards were like our hook, and then we just tried to like weave it back in a nice way. So like, I think it's working. But so there's some lovely stories that have come out of this. This is Hanam Kerr. Does anyone know about her? So she's incredible. We needed 4 queens, essentially, for the pack. So 2 were the photographer's daughters, and 2 were... Well, one was Hanam Kerr, so this amazing chick from, like, West London has polycystic ovarian syndrome, so she, like, grows hair like a guy. And she was, like, on the edge. Like, growing up, it was, like, hectic for her. And she kind of, through this project, just went, no, I'm owning this. I really need to, like, this is who I am. And basically now she's become this huge positive body image icon. And you should follow her. The stuff she does for, like, anti-bullying and self-esteem is amazing. And, like, this image was in the National Portrait Prize last year. And, like, she's in this thing called the Face of Britain. And, like, through this project and through Beard Season, so many people have had, like, platforms to be able to work off. And it's really interesting to see how people use a thing. So that kind of comes back to the collaboration thing. And another, like, a guy over in WA sent us this thing, and he's like, hey, why don't you do a before and after thing? So we did, like, a before and after Beard Season hashtag. And they're like, send in your before and after Beard Season photo. And it went like 2,500 reposts. Like, people sent in about 2,500 photos in like a week. And it was just a little idea, but it just kind of blew up. And as you can see, how magnificently handsome is a beard. So for anyone's going, oh, I don't know if I should grow a beard, come on. Yeah. You do need any more proof. So, little ideas can make a big difference. And over the last few years, we've kind of aimed to build this community of people and, like, celebrate how much of an impact they can have. So that's been really fun. This is our launch party that we have on a boat, and then we have a bushrangers ball in the Genolan Caves and in the Blue Mountains, which is super fun as well. And over the course of the years, I've tried to, like, throw myself into PR and, like, try to get some good kind of media exposure. And this was one of those moments. I think it was like top 10 moments in TV history, voted by Pedestrian last year. And basically, if you'd seen this, it was quite hilarious. And I think it's good to get a bit of humour and fun into everything that you do. Because, like, basically this interview went down, there was 4 of us sitting there with beards, and we said all our things, and it was very, like, okay, sad. Oh, yeah, I'll act it out. So we're sitting there, and, like, they're talking about it, and everyone's like, oh, that's pretty heavy. And then, what are you doing? And then... And then Lisa said, I said to Carl, can you grow your beard? And he was like, no, I can't. And Lisa goes, I'll grow a beard. It's in my genes. And Carl lost it and went, "Oh, you're going to grow a beard in your jeans." And like, literally like the cameraman, the soundy, like everyone was like nearly on the floor laughing. And I didn't know it was like, I was like, is this real? Is this like actually happening on live TV? It's all good, Scotchy. And it made the whole interview like I got messages from Antarctica from people saying that they'd seen it. It was pretty amazing. And that kind of stuff helps. It helps your message or your things survive. So be open to like random weirdness. It's quite good. And try and encourage it if you can. I don't know if Lisa's growing a beard in her jeans this winter. And throwing myself into media has been fun. And you may see a lot of these like pictures and stuff on our Instagram, on the red carpet, la-di-da. Like, I did a thing the other day with GQ and Van Heusen, who like gave a portion of their sales to beard season this year. Like Mick Fanning, this guy who's incredible. He's a doctor and he like legitimately saves like lives every single day. He's awesome. That's why he's excused for not having a beard. And this guy is the captain of Melbourne Victory Footy Club, and like, I've through all this stuff, I've met so many people and like managed to like blow the message out. So we've been lucky enough to work with kind of brands like this, which has really kind of helped amplify our message and help it survive a lot easier. Like, these are people who had no idea that they had something sus going on and something that which could have really cut their lives short. And if we're on the theme of survival, this is kind of the most important slide. And this kind of goes for your health in general, like mental health, physical health. Like, I think it pays to be able to check in with someone. Like, even if it's like catching up with someone that like a mentor or a kind of coach or someone, or like go and see someone about the stuff that you're dealing with in your head and like day-to-day life. I think a lot of us think that we're going to be right. We're kind of bomb-proof. We can go it alone. But I think it's important that we kind of always check in. It's like we keep our car on the road and we go in for a service all the time, like once a year or something. I think it's important to kind of do this with your doctor or with kind of other people and make sure that you kind of look after yourself, because if you can't look after yourself, you can't look after others. And there's so many people. We get one person a week writing in now saying that they've found something because of beard season. And that's how good beards can be. So get yourself checked and let me know how you go. That would be good. Okay. So what next? I don't know how much time we got. 5 minutes? 10 minutes? You're good? We're not at work. Remember that. 5 minutes? Okay. I'll quickly go through this. So after keeping this thing, which kept the idea surviving throughout the years, I was like, I can't just shave this thing off. It's a bit of a monster now. So I thought, why don't we sell this thing? So Beard Season's a non-profit charity. We've got like 1 or 2 days left until the end of financial year, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any tax-free donations. So we don't do any fundraising. Like, I've got these cards and I've got shirts. They make like no money. I think I'll lose money on them. And I do this all like part-time. So like working advertising is pretty like 8 till like 8. And then I've tried to like fit this in and make it more and more of a priority in my life. So I was like, I got to like push it hard. And so this year I want to sell my beard for $1 million. 2 days. So how are we going to do that? Basically, we released this beard oil called $1 Million Beard Oil. and I painted myself gold. That's like actual gold in there. And in here, I've got some beard all over there. It's got 23 karat gold in it. It's amazing. So for everyone that has a beard, you should definitely get some. And for everyone that is not going to shave now until the end of winter, get into it. It's amazing. It's actually got frankincense and all these like beautiful seaweed. It's delicious. It's actually the best on the market. We won a design award in Sweden the other day. It's awesome. And then I had this magazine and we were launching this, and I was walking up. This is another one of Wes's like Godfather moves. My mate calls me. He's like, "Where are you?" I was like, 300 meters away. He's like, "Good, run. Richard Branson's here. We're going to meet him." So I was like quivering like a leaf in a hurricane, but literally gave this guy an elevator pitch at QT in Sydney. And it was like 1 or 2 minutes. I told him everything, and then we got a photo, and then I was like, okay, that was incredible. And then basically a month and a half later, Virgin.com wrote an article which went out to about 30 million people. He did like 3 posts on his Instagram, 3 posts on LinkedIn, Twitter, and it was amazing. Like, you should have a read of this. Just search Virgin Beard Season or Virgin Jimmy Niggles. And actually, yeah. And so this was like huge. And he said, I want to be an ambassador for this, and I want to like help spread the word because this is such an important issue. So I was like, sweet. Oh, I wish this could play. So I've just come back from Necker Island to like meet him properly. And I spent about 5 days there on his island. And as part of this leadership course, it cost a bomb. We managed to raise like 18 grand in 2 weeks to be able to like fly over there. It's in the Caribbean. It's amazing. If you ever get the chance to go, it's pretty ridiculous. But I was like, I gotta keep chasing this. It's too good. And there was heaps of people there, and they all did their own little things, and they were crawling all over him like non-stop every time he poked his head out to like hang out with us. So I was like, what am I going to get him to do? I can't just ask him for $1 million, 2 minutes. So I was like, I need to get him involved in the story. So, and this is another thing involving people in your thing. So I got him to cut my beard. It's never been cut. And this video is on our Instagram, and we launched it the other day on Sunrise. But basically, I said, "Hey, okay, Richard, I don't want a photo or whatever. Like, I want you to cut my beard. It's never been trimmed." And he was like, "All right, let's do it." He grabbed a knife from behind the bar and literally like hacked off. Before he did though, he picked the knife up and he went, "You ready?" And then went down to chop. And he's like, "Oh, that beard." Back to Lisa Wilkinson. And then like hacked it off. So like it was funny. And then no, just a little bit. Yeah. Just a little bit. Okay, it's never been trimmed. We're gonna. Are we ready? Yeah.
Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, this you mean? Yeah.
Okay, just the tip.
That's what I hear. It is just the tip. Be careful.
Is that too much?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Could have a sharper knife, could we?
Beard season.
You're doing good.
Beard
You're doing good.
season.
Okay.
Brilliant. All right, I need a bit more.
I'm gonna. I'll let you know what we do with that.
All right, there it is.
It's going to be special.
Beard in a box.
So much, Dre.
Beard in a box. Cheers.
And then hacked it off, and the idea is that I'm going to make a paintbrush out of the end, and then we're going to give it to these people that won the Archibald, and they're like Australia's best up-and-coming artists, and they're going to paint a series of artworks. And I'm going to approach all those brands I've worked with. And so, like Audi, can you give us an ice driving experience? Hamilton Island, can you give us a stay at Qualia? Can we get a spot on Wild Oats for the Hobart, like the harbour boat race, and auction all these things off at the end of winter, hopefully around the end of the year, September, to raise $1 million to shave my beard off. So that's the idea. And I want to be able to empower ambassadors as well to raise their own money through their own little goals or missions. So you don't have to grow a beard. You can do anything you want. We've got a crowdfunding page which is launching next week, and you can all kind of be a part of this. So by getting this guy to hack off my limb, my limb, he's kind of involved in the story now. So, you know, we might even be able to give away a stay at Necker Island. So it could be a good thing to get involved in. And I want to invite all of you guys to think about ways that you might be able to involve your own business in helping to save lives through beard season. It could be a great way to kind of, I don't know, get some good results and some good stories to be part of. So it's kind of an open floor for you guys to jump on board if you'd like to. So, and the whole reason why we want to raise this cash is to do a national free skin check program, which doesn't exist. And the first time that we did it at the Australian Open of Surfing, we checked 113 people. We found 5 stage 2 melanomas and 29 early stage skin cancer and melanoma. So about a third of the people we checked, we found something. So like staggering figures, and it's something that really works and something that could make a massive difference. And so if we can check 10,000 people with that $1 million, the impact of that is going to be absolutely massive. So that's our kind of goal. Quick couple of things to wrap up on survival. Every conversation counts, whether it's getting your morning coffee, meeting that random, or like talking to people. It's kind of what you share and what you kind of bring out in that other person that really makes a difference. It's your story. So like when you close your eyes before, have a good think about like what your story is. So every conversation you have and how you project yourself, what is the story that you want to like be able to leave with other people or share with them to make your story richer and their story more powerful as well. Try and keep it real. Everyone gets like super obsessed with being really polished, and as you can tell, I'm not that polished. But like I think the realness really comes across, and people can kind of sense when you're faking it or trying too hard. It's like, and it takes a bit of pressure off yourself as well. If you can focus on that real point, then you're gonna make it sing a lot nicer. And then share it well. So like celebrate your victories. Make sure that you like love your friends and family, and don't be too like inwards in yourself. Like the more you can share with people, the like better fun I think you'll have, and better you'll survive. And never be afraid to ask questions. Golden rule. And that's our segue. Oh, 7 years. So it's since Wes passed away. So it'll be 7 years this year, which has been a long, long time. This long. Oh, yeah, true. True. The best conversation opener with randoms. I think a good "how you going" is a. Yeah, you really got to focus on the "how you going" bit. Like, it's underrated. I think it's dying. We need to bring that back. I think ask a question yourself. Like if they one of my friends is like religiously does it when someone goes, "Oh, what about your beard?" or "How long have you had your beard?" He like shoots a question straight back, and he's like, "When did you last have a skin check?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?" like it's a bit heavy. I don't usually do that, but I I think if you can like answer and then lead into another question like that, you don't have to be that forward. But like, I think asking someone something and then maybe remembering their name as well and saying that back really is nice, and people like hearing their name. I'm terrible with names, so I really want to be better at that. But if you can remember their name and then ask a nice question back and loop it in, I think that's a really nice way to like start that conversation. Yeah. Oh, up the back? Oh, you go. What'll happen to Jimmy Niggles after the beard's gone? Good question. I'm like, I think I would probably have to escape her a little bit and just like feel my face in the wind. Like have a shower and not like have a half a gallon of water attached to me. I don't like. I think okay. So I'm really looking forward to just growing it for every winter. It's kind of a bit confusing me having it, and I just like I want to know what it's like because like Blake over there, bless you. He's growing it back this winter, and he looks heaps better with a beard. I agree, ladies. But like, I kind of want to experience that again and really push that, doing that every winter, and hopefully won't have an identity crisis. But I'll miss people stopping me in the street and maybe yelling out car windows, "Hey, Ned Kelly!" That'll be a bit of an adjustment. But yeah, I might be Scott Maggs again. Well, not more. You can still call me Jimmy. Yeah. Good question. Okay, so there's a lot of disorientated beards cruising around that just think it's cool, or like lazy. Lazy's my worst like answer when I go, "Oh, why you've got a beard?" And he's like, "God, lazy." I'm like, "Yeah, but you know." So I think you might need to help me with this mission. So if you see someone cruising around with a beard, can you ask them like, "Oh, are you a beard season ambassador?" And if they go, "What are you talking about?" Go like, "What are you doing?" Like maybe pull out a razor and like go and shave it off, and go, "You need a beard with purpose here, pal." And get them to like look up beard season and seriously do some recruiting for us, because it could be a great way to kind of, because there are a lot of people who are just doing it because they think it's trendy, and that's partly like our fault for making it like get so much exposure. Making them look so damn good. But yeah, that's our kind of main mission, is to like make sure that everyone that is growing does it with a purpose and uses them to save lives. And you look on the internet and social media and it's like flooded with beard stuff. And it kind of annoys me, because like people it's kind of becoming more normal. And I want to bring back that like power of like going, okay, this is it for a purpose. And yeah, it's still good, but if you could convert some people, some disorientated beards, that would be great. That's it? Oh, Scotchy? Oh, good one, Scotchy. Thank you. Okay, so I think it was in the first year. This chick that I just met from Bondi, she's from Ireland, and basically she's still going in for tests now regularly, but she had like stage 4 or something melanoma, and it was like so close to really getting into a system, and that was the message I had up before of like proof. But she wrote like fuck, Jimmy, I've got melanoma. If I hadn't have gone in, I might seriously be gone. And that was like a big wake up for me. I just moved up to Sydney and I was like cruising around looking like a bushranger. And she like really brought it home for me, going like, you need, like, this is important. You need to make beards save lives, because you seriously saved mine. And just within our friendship group, I think 8 people have found something because of, this is just within our small group of friends, 8 people found something. So like, it's pretty scary, and that's like, it's really working. So Branson, after that 1.5 minute chat and doing that thing, when I went to Necker Island, one of the first things he kind of said to me after, fuck you, we were like chasing him on a yacht. He like raced us around the island on these little catamarans, and I jumped on this boat, and I love sailing, and we like fanged after him, and he got a massive head start. That was part of his game plan. So we like caught up to him, and he realized and turned around and like went, fuck you. So that was the first thing he said to me. But the second big thing, he like got me at the bar. Everyone was like trying to get all over him, and he was like, stop, and then like reached over and he was like, Jimmy, I just wanted to say thank you for talking to me last year in Sydney. I went and got a check, and I found a couple of things on my shoulder that I really need to get seen to. So it's really good to have you here. And like, yeah. That was like a spine tingling. I was like, shit, is this really happening? But like, all of you can do that as well. So I'm really keen to see your experiment with the photo, and yourself as well. Make sure you get a check. So thanks so much for being able to share this story with you and survival. And I challenge you all to push it as hard as you can with whatever you want to do. So thrive on.